All right, so here we are. We are going to do another battle report today. We're going to play the ambush mission from the Great Slaughter. I am joined by Jeff, and we got a guest, Mikey, who has never played Legions Imperialis before, but we're going to throw him into the deep end, and he's going to take charge of the White Scars, and we'll see what happens. So this is our deployment map. The idea is we have a... Do you want to be traitor or loyalist, Jeff?
I'm traitor.
Yes.
I have Iron Warriors in there.
Okay, so we got some traitor Solar Auxilia that are going to be moving into this village over here on the right, and the Loyalist forces have set an ambush for them. So we're going to set up on each side, on the north and south here, and then Jeff's going to be in the very center of the map. So we'll see what happens. I think we'll go ahead and break there, and then I'll take you through each of the two armies. So this is 2,500 points of Traitor Solar Auxilia and an allied Iron Warriors detachment. Jeff, you want to take us through it?
Yeah, so first thing I have is the Solar Auxilia Pioneer Formation. I have one unit of the standard troops, the Las Rifles Tertio, the Velitari with the regular tactical command, 2 rapiers, one with the destroyers, one with the quad launchers, 2 sets of sentinels. The bird has the autocannon variant with the sky strike. So this is more anti-air and anti-infantry role. 2 Stormhammers and tank company, 2 Stormhammers with the tank commander in here, and then they have the Battle Honor Steel Phalanx, which the rear armor cannot be reduced. The AP can't be reduced if you get in my rear. 1 unit of Lehman Russells with Vanquishers and Las Cannons, 1 unit of Malcadors.
So these are all one detachment here?
Yeah.
All 8? Okay.
Yeah,
right,
one
cool.
big detachment. And then the 4 Malcadors, all Las Cannoned out. This is more set up for anti-tank. It has the Las Cannons and the Hell Strikes, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
yep.
Hell Strikes. And then this would be the artillery formation. This is 2 units of the Bastion, the Tarantula with the Helios.
Yeah, or I think it's different for the Solar Auxilia, but it doesn't matter.
And then he is the Legate, and he's going to probably wind up going with the storm section.
Yep.
And then the 3 sets of 4 basilisks for that formation.
Okay.
And then this would be the Iron Warriors Proxus Macro Assault Wing. I can't say that right. Prioxis Macro Assault Wing, which they get +2 when they assault down the Land Raider. They're not finished yet, but this army's not finished.
Let's see your hazard stripes here. Jeff's put a lot of work into painting these up.
Yeah, it's still a work in progress, but
yeah. But yeah, that's cool. So that's a new addition to the army and to the channel. So, all right, great. Thanks, Jeff. And then we're going to take a quick break, and we'll take you through the White Scars and the Solar Auxilia. All right, Mikey. So you're going to be in command of the White Scars for this game.
Yes.
So let's hear what they're all about.
Yeah. So I have 1 detachment here of the Outriders, a detachment here of the Land Speeders with Las Cannon and Heavy Bolters. What are the other ones?
Plasma Cannon, and then we got the Meltagun and the Heavy Flamers on the back ones there.
Cool. And then a detachment of the Javelins. Then 2 detachments of the Centaurs.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. So go fast. The big thing with the White Scars is they get that +1 to their Jinx save, so that's gonna give them a little bit of extra durability, I hope. So moving on to the rest of the Solar Auxilia force, we'll start with the Armored Company. So unlike Jeff, although we are taking a lot of Vanquisher cannons, I've got mine broken out into 3 different detachments of 4, and then 1 detachment of 4 Malcadors with Vanquisher cannons in the turret, Demolisher cannons in the hull, and then Las cannons in the sides. And then the Storm Blades that I've gotten increasingly fond of over the last couple of games. So that's the Armored Company. Moving on to the Pioneer Company, we have a Tactical Command in a las rifle section. We got 8 stands of las rifles and 4 of flamers. So I'm hoping those will give me a little extra punch at close range. And we got 4 Velatari, or excuse me, 8 Velatari, 4 Tarantulas, 6 quad launchers, 2 Valdors, and then giving us some air support, we've got the Avenger Strike Fighter. I also have the autocannon variant, but I've outfitted mine with Hellstrike missiles. And then in the sub cohort, we have our Legate Marshal in the red there, and then 3 detachments of las rifles. We've got 8 stands of las rifles in each, along with 2 flamer stands to kind of bulk them out and give them some extra firepower. And literally, right? And then we've got 8 Ogrons and 8 Velatari. And then the lightning back there, I believe, is in the Armored Company. And that's 2,500 points of Solar Auxilia. So we're going to get set up on the table here, and we'll check back in with you after we finish deploying. Right, so we have just finished deployment. You can see the white scars. We're doing kind of a hammer and anvil style setup here. So Mikey, you want to start us off? Tell us how you set up your white scars.
Yeah, so I got my outsiders right here in the village, and then I have the javelins here, these speeders here, and just and this centaurs.
Scimitars.
Scimitars. Just to go real fast and take objectives.
Sure, absolutely. And then for me, over here, we're pretty much set up in a long line. The deployment zone is very thin, about 3 inches from the board edge. So we really had a limited space to set up here. No infiltrate based on our understanding of the rules, because it says you have to deploy all of your formations within the deployment zone except those that are in reserve. But I have most of my Armored Company here, 12 Leman Russ Vanquishers, the Valdors that are going to get forward deployed to try to move up on that objective, and then just a bunch of infantry all along here. All right, Jeff?
Well, my Sparoti Vindicta are in trouble. They're in a pretty rough spot, but we'll see what happens. I've got my Iron Warriors formation here. I've backed them up with the Sentinels. I got artillery battery here, artillery battery there, artillery battery over there. They're all pretty close to command, so they get first fire. Pretty much my tank company's kind of spread out, so I pretty much just spread out my forces. It's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be probably a quick game. I hope so, but it's going to be fun. And that's it.
All right, great. Well, we're going to do forward deployment, and we'll check in with you at the end of movement, turn 1. All right, here we are at the end of turn 1 movement, and quite a turn it has been. I'm going to start off with Mikey's white scars. We had the Scimitars move up into the trees here, facing off against the Sentinels. Javelins are also moving into cover, kind of evading this Iron Warriors heavy assault formation. And then we have a bit of a maybe preemptive charge on Mikey's part that's unfortunately led to him getting surrounded. And then back here, the Scimitars are moving into the village, took some pot shots at the Terminators and took out one base, and then we have the Outriders moving off onto the right flank here. So we're kind of fencing a little bit, and then that's right, Mikey did do 2 casualties on the Ethon Heavy Sentinels with his point defense shots from these Scimitar bikes. So, and then moving over to the other side, in the village, I just advanced my infantry up through the buildings. We're going to be doing some street fighting here, I think. And then the same thing up in the trees. And then the armor is facing off here across the gap, which I think we're going to take some serious casualties there. We got some more armor moving up on the right, and then Velatari facing off against Velatari, guarding these basilisks right here. So just kind of positioning right now. Jeff, do you want to take us through your perspective? What happened this turn?
Yeah, you pretty much covered it. So,
Okay.
oh, I lost my air. He managed to shoot down both my airplanes, so he has air dominance, air superiority, and pretty much it.
You do have your tarantulas pretty centrally placed, so those are dominating most of the board. So I think that will be a pretty important factor that will keep my air off your back for a while anyway. Okay, Mikey, do you have any thoughts? How do you feel about the game so far? Cool. Great. So we're going to get into combat, and we'll check in with you at the end of that. We're at the end of combat, turn 1. And we've had quite a few casualties. Jeff, I'm going to have you take us through what happened on your side.
So in the close phase, the close combat phase over here, I managed to kill his land speeders. Moving across the board, the tank fight, he did probably better than me. He wiped out my Malcadors. I killed one of his heavies. He killed one of my heavies, and plus caused an extra wound. Managed to. Did I break this unit?
Yes, you did.
I broke a unit. He damn near broke this one. This one's falling back. I whittled down his infantry over here. Let's see what else we do. Killed some scimitars over there. He got a couple of sentinels here. Pretty much it for me.
Okay. We're not going to check in with Mikey, I don't think, because I don't think you did any shooting in the combat phase. All your shooting was in the movement phase, which is as it should be for the White Scars, I think. But hopefully you'll be able to get to grips with the enemy here next turn.
And we got to figure out our points too.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. We're going to call it there. That's the end phase. We need to make a morale check for Jeff's Basilisk. And yeah, so we will check in with you again at the end of movement turn 2. All right, this is the end of combat turn 2. Mikey's had to leave. His game's running a little long, so he had to take off, but he managed to make it through the 2 turns. It seemed like he had a good time, so hopefully he'll be more interested in playing another game sometime soon. I'll cover his White Scar stuff. So he moved up with the scimitars and the javelin here into the forest, put some las cannon shots into the Spartans, took out one and wounded another. The scimitars here just are squaring off with these terminators, took 2 bases out, I think, with their heavy bolters. And then over here, the outriders kind of moved up and put some fire into this building. But I think, Jeff, you took out 3 of them with your return fire. So that was maybe not the best exchange, unfortunately. I did bring in my fighters. I moved them off the table here, but they were right there in front of the church, and they were able to do a couple of casualties to the Leman Russ and the basilisks there. And then we're still crawling up here with the infantry, just moving from building to building. I'm thinking I'm taking too long moving them into position, but we'll see. My Velatari here basically took out the Auxilia Sentinels, but were then wiped out by fire from your Leman Russ, right, Jeff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we're just kind of in a bit of a lull in the fighting, actually. My Malcadors moved off the hill into cover behind it. And then we're just squaring off with these basilisks and these Leman Russ right here. So, any thoughts, Jeff?
Not really. My basilisks are taking a lot of damage. Leman Russes did, like I said, pretty good over there. These guys managed to kill some more of them as well. Yeah, it was a pretty good round for me, actually. Pretty good round.
All right, so we're going to do another quick turn, try to knock out a turn 3, and we'll check in with you. Here we are at the end of movement, turn 2. Mikey, why don't you start us off? I'll just stand close to you so the mic will pick up.
So I just moved up my Outriders
Okay.
up there, heading for that objective.
Yep.
Took out a couple of the Sentinels.
Yeah, you did a point defense fire, right?
Yeah, but I just have them kind of circling and then approaching that objective.
Okay. Did you move your javelins there?
Did not. No, I
Okay.
still have to move those.
Oh, okay.
So
Sorry.
I'm just gonna move them around here
Okay.
to this objective and probably attack.
Okay. Cool.
Terminators.
All right. Well, why don't we do that, and then we will wrap up the rest of the turn. Okay, so we're back. So this is still the end of movement turn 2. We're just checking in after Mikey has moved up his scimitars and put some pretty effective fire on the Terminators and moved the javelins up here to kind of get some shots in the back of those Spartans there. Let's see, what else? Jeff, do you want to take us through your movement?
Just rolled up on this objective with my Spartans.
Yep.
And then also the Militari.
Yep.
Move the Terminators up to take that objective. I rolled my Lehman Russes forward to get on that objective and get in this fight. The Sentinels, where they're kind of sitting ducks, we had a charge off over here. And pretty much it for me.
Okay, over here, I moved my Valdor up to the edge of the trees, so we're going to put some fire into these Basilisks. Same thing with these Lehman Russ. My Velitari have tied down Jeffs, but they're probably going to die here this turn. Moved my infantry up. Lehman Russ also going to put some fire on those Tarantulas. My Malcadors moved down from the hill because otherwise they were going to get smoked. Stormblade facing off with the Stormhammer here. And then my infantry are still kind of crawling up through these buildings on the end there. So that's about it for movement. So we're going to do combat, and we'll check in with you after that. All right, so here we are at the end of combat turn 3. Jeff has won the game. We're going to go ahead and call it there. This center objective ended up being contested, which made a huge difference in the points. And he's still controlling this right objective. I managed to take this left objective with the scimitars, but just too slow to get to the objectives on this game. So Jeff managed to take home the win. Pretty bloody game, I think. We had a stiff fight over here on the building. I charged in with the Ogrins and my Legate Marshal. Was able to take and garrison the structure. And then the next step would have been to advance on this building here and try to take that final objective. Let's see, Javelins moved up in the center to try to claim this objective. Didn't quite get enough on the point. Combined fire from them and my Lehman Russ and Malcadors was able to take down these last few Spartans. Yeah, that's about it. Pretty tough turn. Jeff, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to flip this a little bit. We only played 3 rounds, so I think if you would have got another round, you definitely would have won it, because you pretty much control the middle of the table, and you won the armor fight early on, and you still got more armor than me still, I think. Yeah. So I would say definitely I'm going to hand this win over to you, because we didn't have time to play another round. So I think we're supposed to go 5 rounds, right? So if we would have played 5 rounds, you definitely would have beat me on this one. But it would have been.
Well, thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that.
But yeah, it was a good game. Good. The armor fight early on was it was huge. It was fun. We had a great time. So.
Good. All right, guys. Well, yeah, we're both pretty tired, so we're gonna call it there. I hope you enjoyed this battle report, and we hope to have some more for you soon. We did get some lights, so hopefully that made a difference in how well you can see the table and how well you can see the models. And we will experiment a little bit with our setup, try to keep the quality up for you guys, so you keep watching and enjoying. But until the next report, we'll see you when we see you.